name is Jason Cruz. I'm out here in Seattle, Washington. I write for a website called MMA Payout, and I'm interviewing you to ask you questions about your upcoming fight this Friday. As always, I always ask everybody, how are you feeling going into this fight with Valerie Loureda?
I feel really good. I like, we don't have super long times to really think about fights. And I just came off of a fight in September. So I was done with that. Then I went right away out to the UFC with one of my other teammates. So my whole life has kind of been just surrounded by it. So it feels good to just transition right back in. My weight's good. I'm excited for this opportunity. So we feel really good.
Okay. Now I want to just stop really quick and just say, I looked on your Facebook and did you just get your brown belt in jiu-jitsu?
I did.
Oh, congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm a purple belt, so I'm always happy to see people get promoted. Congratulations.
You understand then. It's all the blood, sweat, and tears literally that go behind it all. So thank you. And congratulations for you. I mean, purple belt's a good accomplishment, really.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I feel like I just hang around long enough that they just feel bad for me, that they need to do something. But congratulations. I mean, I know it's hard to get a brown belt. How long were you at purple? Just wondering. For me, that's only about me.
4 years. I think about 4 years, a little over there. So for quite a while, we took our time and with our gym, we're pretty strict on belts in general. So it takes a while to belt up, and it kind of just means that much more then. But yeah, so a little over 4 years.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. For those who do jiu-jitsu, everyone knows how hard it is. It's not just like you go and you get your belt. There's blood, sweat, like you said, blood, sweat, and tears going into it. But yeah, so that sounds great. That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about the training camp for this fight. How has it gone? Anything different? Anything new? Anything in preparing for Valerie Loureda, or just the same as anything?
Very providentially, like I said, I fought in September, and as God's worked it out, it just seems that they're very similar fighters. I think Valerie's obviously at a very high level of it, but a stand-up, a little bit shorter than me, quite a bit shorter than me, but power hitters who really like to get on the inside. So I've been training for that really since August, I'd say. So no, I mean, really, we kind of just took what we have worked on before and just upped the game a little bit, refined some things, done all that. So, at this level, there's always something to learn, but when you got like a 3-week fight camp, we're not really learning a bunch of new things. You're just kind of refining what we've done. So
yeah, and so this is actually kind of good, I guess, from your MMA career standpoint, because you had a little bit of time off. It looks like from you had last September was your last fight before this past September where you won. I mean, it didn't take too long. I mean, you haven't had a lot of cage time. I mean, you choked out your opponent in September in 20 seconds in the first round. So, I mean, how does that feel? Just like all that time off, and then all of a sudden it's over. What are your feelings about that?
I think that's one of the nice benefits of my career is I've been doing this for so long. I'd say like 10 years or so, that there have been times I've had a baby in the middle of it. I've done other things. So sometimes it's feast or famine with this sport a lot. You never know exactly when your next fight's coming or when it's not. So I've had this experience plenty of times where I go a year or so without a fight, and then a couple in a row and that kind of thing. So really this is, for me, normal how the fight game goes. So
yeah. And so you just mentioned that you had a little baby. And so how does that work out with, being a mom and then also being a fighter at the same time? I know a lot of female athletes deal with it. Obviously there's family involved, but how do you personally deal with it?
It is a learning curve. One of the things I like to point out, like my last fight with Bellator against Alejandra, Laura, that one did not obviously go my way. And I just did not show up in that fight at all. And a lot of it really had to do with the fact that I was trying to do so much. I mean, I'm a coach at our gym. I'm a strength and conditioning coach for a lot of our younger athletes and up and coming ones. And on top of that, my son was starting kindergarten, and I didn't get to be there for that because I was out with another one of my teammates for the Contender Series out there helping her. And then I flew right back and then went off to my fight a week later in Bellator. And missing family stuff, thinking you can do it all, it wears on you. So it's been forced me to have to take more time off from the gym at certain times, not a ton, but just to prioritize, like, okay, my son's got baseball. I just got done with a fight or helping a teammate. I'm going to take a week and go to his games and do that stuff. So kind of learned to balance, and that I can't do it all, which is hard because I'm type A personality and I want to be able to do everything the best I can. So yeah, just taking it in strides, and obviously help from family and friends and stuff is big too.
Yeah, definitely. And how old are your kids, if I may ask?
Yeah, no, my son is 8. So
Okay.
yeah, so it's like I said, it's been a while. Like when I turned pro was right after I had him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was kind of like one of my goal things. And then I had 2 step kids, one who's 12 and one who's 19. So
Oh,
quite an age range and different parenting styles, and that's been well, it's a learning in itself too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, I wanted to go into a little bit about, after you defeated Heather Hardy, I was listening to a press conference where you're talking about the mental game of MMA, and I was interested in that just because a lot of even not just MMA, but like in all athletics, there's a mental part of the game. And give a little bit about how much you train mentally as well as physically for your fights.
So in the beginning of my career, I think it was a lot more kind of physical training, and you're getting your feet underneath you, you're just learning all this stuff, just seeing if, I mean, honestly, I started just to see if I could get in a fight and defend myself. I didn't really have dreams of grandeur for anything. But as time went on, and I realized I really do like competing, the mental part does start to get to you, especially if you get a little bit of push behind you and stuff. And all of a sudden people are like, cheering for you, and they know your name, and that kind of plays on you. So trying to stay focused is a practice. And, even after, like I said, the Heather Hardy fight, where I was kind of on a win streak and things like that, I kind of thought, okay, I've done all the work. Like that was like the top of the mountain for me. That shows like, oh, my mental skills worked. Everything I've been doing is thank God, like it's gone. And as we are wont to do as humans, sometimes I thought, okay, that part's done. Let me move on to the next thing, without realizing, I mean, it's a forever game. I mean, working on yourself mentally, anytime in this sport, or really any sport, but I could say specifically for this one, that you get comfortable, you're in a wrong spot. And I had to learn that, unfortunately, well, fortunately, I suppose, but in some very hard ways and hard lessons in it all. So we do a lot of stuff. I have an app called the Flow app that is daily little reminders and stuff, and meditation sessions that you do. Our gym focuses, we have classes that are based all on mental skills training for all of this stuff. And it's good when you can feel it come about. And it's almost like jujitsu or anything else. Like for a long time, you're like, this isn't working. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do this. And then all of a sudden you get put in a situation like, oh, it clicked. Like I got it. So, but yeah, it's a lifelong thing you got to stay on top of too.
That's awesome, and that's something that we don't hear a lot about. It's just the mental game and in overcoming obstacles and things like that. So that's great to hear. Now, are you already in Florida, or are you gonna fly down there later this week, or I don't know?
Nope, we got in. We were supposed to get in at like 4:00 yesterday, but we didn't end up getting in until like 12:30 this morning. So I went to bed at like 2:00 by the time we got checked in.
Wow.
Got my COVID test this morning. So now we're quarantining for 24 hours. And so, trying to do the weight cut, quarantine in a room, be bored.
What do you do? Now I always ask fighters, like during this process where it's kind of everything's, the hay's in the barn. You don't have to do anything huge. But like, what do you do during the week? Do you play video games? Do you watch TV, movies, or read books? What do you do? What are you doing?
Yeah, all of the above. I mean, obviously, we've made it this far. So all my training really is done and stay on top of it. Now we have to make weight. So that's kind of the biggest thing on your mind. I try to get like 2 workouts in, but between that, it's nice when you get to travel with this high level, area a little bit more. They bring you out a little bit sooner versus sometimes when you're at home, like for my last fight, I'm about to get in the bathtub to cut my last like 5 pounds. I was starving and stuff and making my son like a sandwich and everything, and send him out the door. So it's nice to really be able to just kind of zone in, focus. Yeah. Like we watch movies, read books, just hang out, get our workouts in. So.
Awesome. Now, is your son, is your 8-year-old going to be watching you on Friday?
He's going to be coming actually.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
great. That's awesome. So, that'll be great for him. Has he watched you at live at in fighting?
He has been there a
Okay.
couple of times. He hasn't been there when I've lost or anything, but he trains with us. So obviously we have a gym. So he comes all the time too. And I remember one time when I come home, it was my first loss as a pro, and my eyes. Now he was pretty young at that point, maybe 4, but like my eyes were all black. I fought Becky Ruth, and anyhow, it just didn't go my way very well. And I was nervous what he was going to do. But I think where he sees us in the gym all the time and he's around it, like it's not anything super crazy or new. So and we talk a lot about, this is what we want to do. This is our life. And as long as you try your best, that's all you can ask for. So he's pretty mature on that level.
Well, that's great to hear, Taylor. I thank you very much for hopping on and talking to me about your upcoming fight this Friday. It's not too far off, so that's great. I'm sure you're chomping at the bit to get in the cage. So
I'd go now if they'd let us.
Well, good luck. I'll be watching. And once again, have a great day.
Thanks for having me. You too, sir.
Okay. Yep. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.